We do also have another accident to let you know about. This is on the far northwest side. If you can go another mile over, you are better off taking Bryant there as an alternate. Sincere wrote the letter to the president as part of a class assignment.
Tiffany Tatro joining us, and I love this story that you're talking about.
We want to get straight over to KOCO's Tiffany Tatro. And Tiffany, 2 lanes of I-44 are blocked right now.
That's right. We're taking a live look here. This is causing a lot of problems. 2 lanes I-44 eastbound are blocked. We're taking a live look with Sky 5. At 8:28, that crash is going to be right here. You can't see some of these power lines that are hanging. This is the problem. Let's go to the maps and show you exactly where this is happening. Again, we do have a crash on I-44 now. We do have 2 different live looks of what this crash looks like. Sky 5 does have a car. That is, you're heading out the door this morning. Some construction you need to know about.
Tiffany Tatro now to help you get around this mess this morning.
Steve Botari, thank you for that. That's exactly what it is a mess. And, you know, Steve touched on it. Crews trying to figure out how to get that semi out of the road, but it's obviously going to take them a while to do that.
KOCO's Tiffany Tatro is here in the studio with us. So, Tiffany, why is the owner saying that they can't get answers from the state? What exactly is going on here?
Well, Abby, you know, for nearly 20 years, Barry Moskowitz has leased the Clear Bay Cafe from the State Department of Tourism. But when the building flooded in May, the state never started repairs. Now, Moskowitz says he and his family started fixing the cafe themselves, but they were told to stop. He says state officials told him to get his valuables, and that was the last he heard.
An resolution would be great. I don't think that the state is going to do anything.
You know, we did reach out to state officials and we talked to them. They tell us that the building right now has been determined unsafe and they're waiting to see if it is repairable at all. But Moskowitz says at this point he's not too sure the restaurant will be open next summer.
So we could call it the battle of the sexes when it comes to air conditioning. KOCO's Tiffany Tatro explains why women are freezing at work while men feel nice and toasty.
The debate over the thermostat happens in offices across the country. To put this in perspective, here's my desk where I have not 1, but 2 blankets and a heavy sweater. Here is my male colleague who has a light sweater that never gets worn.
A man who sat on an Oklahoma jury convicting Richard Glossop still standing by his decision. And tonight we hear from him. KOCO's Tiffany Tatro has his story.
Zach Vorbernick spent 5 weeks on the jury for Richard Glossop's second murder trial in 2004 after the first murder conviction and death sentence were overturned on appeal.
I mean, this is the most important decision I've ever made in my life. There was a man's life in my hands.
Glossop was given a 2-week stay of execution this week. That puts his execution date on September 30th. Tiffany Tatro, KOCO 5 News.
Tiffany Tatro in the studio now with an adorable story. An Oklahoma girl helping some children in the hospital.
She is, and you guys, this is honestly the sweetest story ever. It is so heartwarming, and you know what? It is a college student that is behind this generous act of kindness. Now, it all starts with a bundle of tulle, but it ends with a big smile. Jessica May spends countless hours making tutus for kids in the hospital. She makes about 40 of them at a time. Then she heads out to hand deliver them to each child.
Just being able to see their reaction, you know, their smile and how they light up, it really makes it worth it. It really touches your heart.
And just when you thought this story could not get any sweeter, of course, she could not forget about the boys. Instead of tutus, they get, are you ready for it? Superhero capes.
Nice.
It is. It's awesome. Now, Jessica does pay for all of the expenses on her own. Wow. She did go ahead and set up a GoFundMe account to help with the cost. She says even without the donations, though, she's going to keep doing it. And she has a Facebook page with pictures of lots of little kiddos in their capes and in their tutus. Just these huge smiles on their faces. So it means so much to them, and Jessica is doing such a great job doing that.
I love it. And we put a link to this on the KOCO mobile app. Maybe if you'd like to help donate some of that tulle, it just takes their mind off of their sickness just for a moment. Tiffany, thank you.
All right, I bet after this she's getting some extra donations.
At 6:18 now, Tiffany Tatro joining us. And I love this story that you're talking about. Hundreds of kids in Choctaw spending their last Saturday of summer vacation picking up trash.
Which is unbelievable. Last Saturday before school, I know I was sleeping in as late as possible, but these kids, it's a totally different thing for them. And you know, this is the 3rd year the city of Choctaw has had a community-wide cleanup. Right now you're looking at some pictures from last year's event. Nearly 400 students, community leaders, and residents. They walk the entire town picking up trash and debris along the way.
We get out and find interesting things along the side of the road and clean up our city. It's a great community event.
Now, the event is this Saturday. It does kick off at 7:30 a.m. A very fun carnival will be held after. Best part, all festivities are free and open to the public. Now, last year, you know, they had a really big turnout. This year, they are expecting even more, so fun to see what will happen out there tomorrow.
I love to see the community coming together for one cause. Like you said, my last Saturday of summer vacation, sleeping in, eating junk food.
Absolutely.
Cool. I wasn't doing this, so I love to see that. Tiffany, thank you.
All right.
Dear students, hearing from the thoughtful, engaged students like you gives me great hope for the future.
Sincere Smith reads his pen pal letter at Delcrest Middle School. But this letter isn't exactly what you might expect for a 6th grader.
Thank you for writing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Barack Obama.
It's from the President of the United States.
Sincere wrote the letter to the president as part of a class assignment. While he really hoped he would hear back, he wasn't sure that he would.
Until he got an envelope from the White House.
And I was like shocked.
Not only did Sincere get a letter from the president, but also pictures of the first family and the first dogs.
I'm going to get some picture frames and hang it up.
Sincere is so motivated by the letter, he says one day he may make a run for the Oval Office.
Want to run for president, to do good stuff like this and inspire other kids like he inspired me.
In Del City, Tiffany Tatro, KOCO 5 News.